All right, everybody. Today, we're going to learn how to do squash and stretch using a square. That's the most basic way to start. We're basing this on Alan Becker's Principles of Animation, which he's basing on, I forget who, someone else's. So I'm going to show you how to do this in the program known as BrushNinja, website, app, whatever. Okay, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to start a brand new animation. I'm going to put myself over here because I'm looking over this way. Okay, so I'm going to start a brand new animation. I'm going to click New. Creating a new animation will delete your existing animation. Do you want to continue? I've already saved it because I'm smart. So yes, let's start a new one. Okay, so step one, very important. You're going to want to turn on this button so that it turns yellow. Okay, that's the onion skin button, and that's going to be important for later. You can also turn it off by pressing the O key. I'm tapping the letter O. The other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select the shapes right here, and you're going to make sure it's selected square. And we're going to just start with a black square. Okay, and when we click and drag, we're going to get a square shape. And I want to make a nice, and now that I've got my square, you're going to use the arrow tool. And I don't know the shortcut key for that. I should learn that. To learn shortcut keys, go to help. Let's see, select tool, 1. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm going to press the number 1. That gives me the select tool. So I'm going to make this pretty good size. And then I'm going to use, again, the 1 will give me my select tool. And I'm going to put it, well, actually, I want to start it off the screen. I want to start with my screen blank. And the only thing you might want to put, you could change the setting here and said hashtag BrushNinja. You could put your name if you want. Okay, save settings. All right, so I've got my first screen. I'm gonna start by doing this. You hit the duplicate or D, and I'm gonna make 5 duplicates. So you're gonna see D, 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 D. That just made me 5 blank spaces. Okay, now we're gonna start actually animating and putting something. Well, that is part of the animation. Having the space is part of the animation. So I won't talk about that anymore right now, but I'm going to make my square. I'm going to make it nice and large, and I am going to close that window so it doesn't distract me. I'm going to put that square right here so it's starting to fall into the screen. Okay, and I'm going to hit D for duplicate and watch that appear down here at the bottom. D. Now you can see that square, and now I've got my, remember I've got my select tool with the number 1. By the way, if you press 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll see it changes to different objects and things. So I pressed 1 again, and now I'm going to drag it down. Oh, make sure your onion skin is on, so you see that outline of where it just was. And I'm going to make sure it's lined up. And I think I can use the arrow keys. Yep, you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard. And I'm going to pull it down so that it's overlapping. I'm going to hit D again. And there you go, you see another frame just appeared. And I can hit play or hit spacebar and watch my animation so far. Not very exciting, hit spacebar again or hit the play or stop button. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate, actually I already duplicated, so I'm gonna drag it down. I'm gonna drag it further this time, hit D. I'm gonna drag it even further this time, so that, see how the overlap is like less each time? Or yeah, less overlap. Now I'm gonna have it hit the ground, and I'm going to line it up. I'm going to use the arrows so it's lined up perfectly so it doesn't look like it's drifting. I'm going to hit D. Now I'm going to do the squash and stretch. Okay, so here's the squash and stretch. 1, I'm going to push it straight down like that, but then I'm also going to pull out the sides like that. I'm going to make sure that the 2 sides are pretty equal. See how that space between here and here and here and here looks about the same? It's not perfect, but that's okay. And then I'm going to hit D. And I'm going to do 1 more. I'm going to take this. I'm going to squish it down. I'm going to squish this out. Now, the squishier the object, the squishier you want it to be, the more it would squish. If it was a harder object, you might not squish it as much to make it appear that it's more squishy. Okay, but I'm going to hit D. Now I'm going to go back and stretch back into that position. So I'm going to go like this, like this. I'm going to match that. Okay. I'm going to hit D. Now, I can't remember what my last size was, but the good news is, look at this. I can actually go back. Here's the next one. I can actually click on that, press Control CTRL and letter C as in cat. And then I can go back to this frame and I can paste it, Control V. Oh, it's the same one. Okay, I guess I need the next one. I need this one. I'm going to copy that one, Control C. The reason I'm doing this is so that I get the exact same size that I had before. So I'm going to delete that other one, and I'm going to use this one, see? And it's going to squish back up, and I'm going to hit D, and now I'm going to have it, I'm going to just have it fly off the screen. I'm going to have it start closer. Usually your animation starts closer to itself, and then as it speeds up, it goes farther away. I'm going to have it just speed off. I'm going to have it bounce off the screen. And then I don't know why I'm getting the same exact one every time. I'm going to delete these. So to delete them, you just hit that. You can also hit the delete key. I think. No, maybe not. I'm going to try this again because I somehow made a mistake. So let's move that to there. Now duplicate. There we go. Seems like it's working now. I'm going to use the arrows. It's a little easier. I feel like it's more accurate. Okay, duplicated. You have to select it first before you can use the arrows. I'm going to go further, duplicate, select it, and now I'm going to move it off the screen like this. I'm going to duplicate 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to hit play. Let's watch it. And now it's in a perpetual loop. You know, I may even make the end. I'm going to delete some of these white frames at the end so it's a little bit smoother when it repeats. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. That's a perfect timing. It feels like it's just up there and then it falls back down. And now I have a perpetuating squash and stretch loop. So I hope that helps you. I want to see how close can you get. You can share it if you want. We have an Instagram page. It's Digimedia Rocks. Digimedia Rocks. I'll just type that out for you using the text tool. Text. And oops, maybe not. Maybe I need to click on write. Hashtag Digimedia Rocks. And join us and maybe share what you made. Love to see what you made. Maybe we'll repost it on our channel. And have fun. Be creative. This is the start of animation. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. Maybe.